I got pregnant very easily again, but I miscarried.
37, 38 years old is not a reason why you should be having 8 miscarriages. If you've been trying to get pregnant, you might feel like you've tried everything. IVF, supplements, and so much more without getting any success. But what if the key to your fertility struggles is something that you haven't even explored yet? Your diet plays a crucial role in your fertility, in your egg quality, ovarian health, and of course, your overall health. And the right nutrients can make all the difference. In this video, I'll dive into Jamie's incredible journey, how she overcame 7 consecutive miscarriages and got pregnant at 38 against all the odds. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar, also known as the fertility expert. And for over 22 years, I've been helping women with all types of fertility challenges take control of their health and finally grow their families. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I helped Jamie get pregnant naturally, including the specific dietary changes that transformed her fertility. We'll break down her case so that you can learn what was holding her back, severe nutrient deficiencies, by the way, and how adjusting her diet made all the difference. Stick around because you'll walk away with real, actionable steps that you can apply to your own fertility journey now after I share Jamie's story. Oh, and before we get started, if you've been trying to get pregnant without success, I want to personally invite you to book a complimentary fertility consultation with my team. That's right, on this call, we'll take a deep dive into your unique fertility journey, uncover any potential roadblocks that might be getting in the way, and map out a clear, personalized roadmap to help you optimize your fertility naturally. I'm gonna leave that link in the description below for you. All right, so before we jump in and hear from Jamie herself, I want to remind you all, as we get to the end of her sharing her story and her journey, I am going to highlight some key pieces that I want to make sure you all take away from this, so make sure you stick around to the end. Okay, let's jump into it.
And then when we went to get pregnant with another baby, I got pregnant very easily again, but I miscarried, which happened, so didn't really think much of it. And then it happened again, and it happened again and again and again. It happened like 7 or 8 times, miscarriages in a row. I just, it's like you think there's something wrong with me. And, I really wanted one more baby, and I couldn't understand what changed. I didn't, it's not like I waited another 10 years to try. And, I was much older now than maybe when I had my other kids. It was just like very confusing for me and very kind of lonely because, it's like when you go through fertility issues, it seems like everyone around you is having babies, no problem. And I just was like, well, it's not that bad compared to other people's stories, but I was definitely struggling emotionally. And also just medically, clearly there was something going on. And no one could give me any answers because I did go to I work at a hospital, a very good hospital actually. And the whole workup fertility wise, and at the end couldn't explain anything. It was sort of unexplained secondary infertility. The imaging studies that were done came back fine. My husband's semen analysis was like really good, excellent, no problems there. So I didn't have any answers, but I knew that there was something wrong. And I had asked for some more tests.
I gotta stop here and just comment for a moment. So I have spoken to so many women recently, and Jamie's story highlights this. So many women recently who have had multiple losses, and invariably they always come back with, hey, they didn't find anything. They said everything looks good. We did all the testing just like Jamie did. So I want to highlight a couple things, which is, one is when they say they've done all the testing, it doesn't mean that they've done all the testing known to man or possible for miscarriages. It means that they've done all the testing that they either think is necessary, that insurance will let them, or that they know to run. If you only know that these are the things that you should be running, you don't realize there's all these other things, or they don't know what to do with all that other information, so they won't run those labs. So this is something that I routinely see, and I want you all to know that if they say they've ran all the tests possible, odds are that's not accurate. They've run all the tests that they think is necessary or that your insurance thinks is necessary. 2, if they say everything looks fine, does it really? Because I can't tell you how often I look at labs and say, oh, they missed this, or they didn't think this was important, but it was. And so we need to understand that there is much more that often can be done, not just with regular fertility, because that's a hands down, but especially with recurrent pregnancy loss. That is something that we routinely see that not enough testing is done. And I want you all to know that there is absolutely more labs to be done. We're going to jump back into Jamie.
Testing from them, like sort of more in depth on certain things. And as Marc talks about, like a common answer for, these additional testing is no, like we don't do that. It's not important. We don't need to go there. I found Marc just sort of following some other fertility people on Instagram, and his name popped up and I started following him, and I just really, something clicked in my brain. I really liked what he was, offering, and his presence. Like it felt like, oh, this is somebody who may be able to help me, because he specifically, helps people who maybe go to their traditional doctors and they don't really get very far. So I messaged him, and right away he said, absolutely, we're going to do, he did some digger deeping for me. So he did a very in-depth nutrient panel on, and in fact, I was in the red zone, meaning super deficient in multiple things. Mm-hmm. I definitely hesitated, and I wish I had reached out sooner. I think I probably followed Marc for close to a year before I even messaged him, and I was hesitant to message. I will never forget how lonely and isolated I felt, and how just as a female going through fertility issues specifically, it's like you really feel like you're broken, like there's something wrong. Like for the first time in my life, very depressed. And I just thought, I didn't even really think to sort of look for alternative sources of help, because I thought, like, here I work at one of the best hospitals in the world, and they're telling me there's nothing wrong with me. It's just your age. Keep trying. Something will eventually work at some point.
So, a few things here with regards to what she said. First and foremost, you're not alone. I know it's isolating. You feel alone. It's challenging. Emotionally, you start to get down. You don't believe you can do it. Like she said, you feel like something is wrong with you, right? That you're not capable of doing this. I can't change how you feel, but I want you to know that you're not alone. It's not your fault. There are things you can do. There are options for you, and you do have control over much of this. You can make some decisions that will impact this, because so often they make you feel like there's nothing you can do. You have no other options. Just like she said, like they said, oh, it's just, your age. 37, 38 years old is not a reason why you should be having 8 miscarriages. And yes, are genetics a potential reason why you would have a loss? Sure. Not 8 of them, not 8. There's a reason why. And we need to dig deeper. We dug deeper for Jamie. You all, if you are going through a loss, I want you to know that I feel for you, I hear you, and I am here for you. Just like all the other women in my Hope Coaching program who need this sort of support, you all need it. You're not alone. I will tell you right now, at least 50% of the members in my program have had at least one, if not multiple, losses, and we are here supporting them. And we can support you as well. Let's go back to Jamie.
They didn't want to do any further digging. And thank God I came across Marc, because his message of hope, of course, is so positive and uplifting, which is what I needed to hear at the time, because I just felt like I definitely felt hopeless, because this had been going on for a couple of years. And I just thought, all right, that's it for me. His approach was different. And he did often have clients who, their doctor said the same thing. Oh, there's nothing wrong that we can see here. Maybe it's either not going to happen or it's just a matter of time. And I didn't want a matter of time, because I had already been struggling for 2 years. So yeah. I wish I had reached out sooner. The second I spoke with Marc individually and had a conversation, I don't know, it just felt right. Like his demeanor, his words of encouragement, I really, something clicked. I didn't feel like it was like someone just trying to make money off me at all. If I felt that, I wouldn't have gone forward with the program, because my suspicions and his suspicions were correct. There was something wrong.
Yeah.
And had I listened to my conventional doctors, I would have never found the answer. So, oh my gosh, it's like worth its weight in gold. Yeah. I'm 38 now, so had the baby a week ago. And so my baby is 8 days old now. I have this
doing great for 8 days old.
It's just my wish. My miracle baby is a reality. So I'm so grateful to Marc. And I told him that, and I said, I will never forget this help that he gave me, because it is a miracle. Every baby's a miracle, but this specifically, I know that I reached out to the right person. So
I love her story. I really enjoyed working with Jamie and supporting her, because she wasn't getting the support that she needed, and because I knew that there was a reason, that there was something else causing this. And I have this exact conversation with so many women in my coaching program, because we believe the things that are told to us by those doctors. There's nothing more we can do. It's your age. It's just the luck of the draw. Maybe next time. That just makes you feel like there's nothing for you to do, and you have no control over the process. And so I want you to know you absolutely do, but there has to be a method to this in how we approach things and how you are supported. And that is what is unique about working with me, because we're going to be able to uncover the root issues and then create that unique plan for you to get the results that you deserve. Because what you need, even though you may have had multiple losses just like Jamie, but what you need might be a little bit different than what we did for Jamie, yet you could still accomplish the same results. So I have a bunch of other videos on recurrent pregnancy loss that dive much deeper into the causes and how you investigate all of that. So I'm not gonna do that in this video, but if you want that information, please go back to my video library and check those out, because I do think those will be helpful for you. What I wanna highlight in Jamie's story is how we focused on diet and nutrition for her. First and foremost, one of the things that I recognized for her, and this is not uncommon to see, by the way, for many, many women, is that she wasn't getting enough calories. She wasn't eating enough during the day, and she wasn't eating enough nutrient-rich food. And so we need to make sure that she was eating 3 high-quality meals a day that were full of nutrients and packed with nutrient-dense food. One of those things that we wanted to focus on for her was foods that were rich in antioxidants, because they help protect egg quality and support egg quality. And egg quality is one of the most important factors in fertility when we are dealing with recurrent pregnancy loss, right? We wanted to make sure, I wanted to make sure that that piece wasn't a variable anymore, and that when we also looked at her reports that we did, her labs of her nutrient levels, we also found that that was deficient. So we wanted to make sure that we did that. And so one of the main ways that we did it was I asked her to increase her berry intake. I asked her to increase her dark leafy greens. And I wanted to, as part of snacks throughout the day, I wanted to make sure she was eating a lot of nuts and seeds. This whole piece was super important. And one of the easiest ways that we can do that, or you all can do that when you're looking at your plate, is just make sure you've got a lot of color on your plate, because it tells you you're eating a variety of foods, and that color is what's going to be rich in antioxidants. The second thing, and I think this is huge when we're talking about increasing calorie intake and having a balanced meal, the second thing that we focused on with her was protein, increasing her protein. And increasing her protein helps to regulate hormones and support healthy eggs. Again, protein provides the building blocks for your hormones and helps regulate blood sugar, which is key for maintaining healthy cycles and egg development. And what I find in many people, Jamie included, was that we don't eat enough protein. We might think we are because we're eating a little bit of this or that, but in general, we're not eating enough protein throughout the day. And so a key thing that you all can be doing, and by this, I prefer that it's animal protein, but I understand for many of you who are vegetarians, it won't be. But I prefer that you're getting at least 30 grams of protein per meal. So that means you're gonna do that through organic grass-fed or pasture-raised turkey or beef or chicken. You know, eggs are a great option. If you are a vegetarian, then plant-based options are gonna be, you know, your legumes like lentils and black beans and chickpeas, but you can also add in some quinoa as a grain that also has some protein. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it, but this is often missed and ignored. And I wanna make sure that you all are highlighting that so it's not that you're adding more protein into your diet at every meal. I also wanna highlight one additional thing. Before I do that, I want you all to know that I did this for Jamie, we do this for all the members of my coaching program, but once you decide to work with us and we evaluate your case, we are going to customize a whole plan for you, including diet and what you should be eating, the things you should be avoiding, the things you should be including. So if you want more information on that and you want to schedule a call, a free call with my team, then go ahead and use the link in the description below to do that. Okay, the third thing that I want to highlight is that for Jamie, we needed to make sure that we were nourishing all the nutrients that needed to, and part of that was also having to decrease inflammation. So one of the main ways that we can do that was by increasing her essential fatty acids, her omegas, right? So her fish oils, as many of you like to call it. And chronic inflammation can negatively impact ovarian function and egg quality, can also make it harder for implantation to happen and hold a pregnancy. So these things are super, super important. So things that you could incorporate into your diet every day are gonna be some wild-caught salmon, sardines, walnuts, eggs, again, those have some healthy fats in there as well. And that's not the whole list, like there's a much bigger list than that, but that's just some key items that I think would be valuable for all of you to start to incorporate so that you can increase your essential fatty acids, decreasing inflammation, and nurture your ovarian function. I want you all to understand that recurrent pregnancy loss is a heavy diagnosis. All those miscarriages, it's challenging, but it doesn't mean that you're out of options. The foods you choose to eat can play a huge role in supporting your egg quality, reducing inflammation, optimizing your fertility, and minimizing recurrent losses. Remember, even small changes in your diet and in your life can make big differences over time. I know the fertility journey can be filled with questions, and if you're looking for real answers, I'd love to support you and guide you. Join me for a personalized fertility assessment, a one-on-one session where we're gonna explore what's keeping you from conceiving or holding a pregnancy and outline a natural, personalized plan to boost your fertility. This isn't a generic consultation. It's a chance to get real clarity and see if our Hope Fertility program is the right fit for you. If you're ready for support, click on the link below to book your free call. You do not have to navigate this journey alone, and there is so much that you can do to improve your chances. Apply today. Let's work together to make the dream of motherhood a reality. And until the next video, stay fertile.